Hi, and welcome to this introductory video to explain an outline of exactly what you're going to see throughout this course to boost your English listening skills. My name's Kayla, and I'm really excited to be giving this training to you because it is specifically designed for native Spanish speakers. And I personally have spent the last 6 years tirelessly working on my own Spanish speaking, listening, and communication skills. So I know exactly what it feels like to be on the other side of this type of training. And I know exactly why it feels so difficult sometimes to understand other people or movies or songs when we are listening to them in our non-native language. So this training is going to fix that feeling and that frustration of not knowing what to do, not knowing what to practice to be able to move forward. And most people don't take this type of training or look for this type of training because they don't know that there are exercises or practices that can help them. They think they just have to listen more, listen more, listen more. And yes, listening helps, right? It's listening that we're practicing at the end of the day. But there are certain things that someone can explain to you and certain ways you can practice your listening that will boost your skills and help you not only improve your listening communication skills, but also your speaking, because you'll know how to enhance your own clarity by understanding how other native or advanced speakers are using their English in a natural way. All right. And if you're able to master this, you'll be able to jump into conversations much more confidently because you'll know what to look out for when you are trying to understand a native or advanced speaker. And you will also feel more confident in being able to take subtitles off of a movie or a show, or trust in your own listening skills that much more. Trust that you know what is going on and that you will know exactly what to listen out for. Okay, so we're going to jump now into exactly what the outline of this course is going to be and what you can expect from it. So let's get started. In this introduction to English listening skills, we're going to talk about a few things. So we're going to talk about some of the benefits of developing your listening skills, the core components of this training. We're going to talk about and define what is an accent, because it is another important skill or concept that we're also going to define what is an accent, because it is another important term to define so that we can understand what we're really dealing with moving forward. And I obviously have an American accent. I am from upstate New York, but in general, I have a pretty neutral American accent. So we are going to be talking about a neutral American accent when we are going through this listening training. That is going to be the focus. However, you will also be able to use these skills to understand other types of accents as well and know what to look out for in differences and commonalities. Okay, so we'll talk about what is an accent, and we'll talk about the results that you can expect to experience by following the steps in this course. So the benefits. The biggest and most important benefit, I think, is being able to understand native and advanced English speakers better. It is really frustrating to go into a conversation and be terrified that you are not going to be able to understand what is being said. Or, you know, those moments where we are having a conversation and someone keeps asking us questions or interacting with us, and we're not actually understanding, but we're afraid to ask them to say it again or to explain it in another way. So we just nod and we say, yeah, but we have no idea what we are agreeing to. So we want to take away that feeling so that you can be confident moving into those conversations, speaking with other English speakers. Next, say goodbye to subtitles. One of the most frustrating things for me living in a Spanish-speaking country when I was younger was I had to have subtitles to really understand what was going on fully. And that was frustrating because I couldn't watch normal TV or watch a normal movie like other people were and fully understand. And that was frustrating to me. After receiving training on being able to enhance my listening skills in Spanish, I was able to understand much, much better and enjoy those moments much more than before, and really just revel and soak up all of the fun that it was to watch a movie together or a show together with other people. Next, I'd say this is the most important aspect of benefits of doing some listening training, is the confidence that it'll give you. And I'm not saying only confidence to go into a conversation and understand what people are telling you, but also confident that you know what things might hinder other people from fully understanding your way of speaking. So this will help you understand another aspect to be looking out for when people are having trouble understanding you in conversation. And again, improved pronunciation. So just by understanding these things, it will help you be able to have the tools to practice your own speaking in a new way, because you're able to mimic and produce sounds that American native and advanced speakers are using, so that you can actually get closer to that more natural pronunciation and just feel more effortless. That's the point. We just want to enhance our clarity and feel more comfortable when we are speaking. So these are the benefits that you can expect from doing this sort of training. Now, the core components to boosting your listening. These are the main components that we are going to be talking about throughout this course. The first is prosody. So prosody is a combination of intonation, rhythm, and stress patterns. So we are going to talk about the typical stress, rhythm, and intonation patterns in American English so that you can understand them better and know what to listen for. We are going to talk about reductions, what they are, and a specific vowel sound that is the secret to American pronunciation and to enhancing your listening. And we're also going to talk about connected speech, which is a continuous sequence of sounds forming utterances or conversations in spoken language. So we'll go into all of the details of connected speech later, but this is where we are actually linking words and sounds together in a different way rather than separating each individual word. So we'll talk about what the most common rules are for connected speech so that you can know what to listen for and even use them yourself if you would like. Next, we're going to define what is an accent. We have accents when we apply the linguistic rules from our native language to our non-native language. So what does that mean? In other words, that means speaking English using the sounds and rhythm that come to us instinctively from our native languages. So there might be certain aspects of stress or intonation or rhythm that you are applying to English that come from Spanish that are changing your patterns when you speak, okay? So when American speakers are speaking, or British speakers, British English speakers, or Australian speakers, they also have accents in their native language, right? And you have an accent in your native language. Someone from Colombia does not sound the same as someone from Argentina or someone from Spain. And even within those different countries, regional dialects and accents have great variation. People from the northern region of Spain speak drastically differently from people in the southern region of Spain. So everyone has their own accent, and we need to know what to listen for in those accents. Like I said, we are going to be discussing in this course the more general American pronunciation and what to be looking out for in that accent, okay? And accents really come from your distinctive way of pronouncing a language, and they are normally based on or associated with the particular country you're from, the area, or even social class has a really big impact on this as well as just your experience or exposure to other accents or the way other people speak your language. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about an accent. Now, one of the most important things that we're going to be talking about in this course, reductions. So we're going to be analyzing what the most common vowel sound is in American English, and learn how it relates to what we call reductions, which is where we don't fully pronounce a word, but we change the pronunciation to make it go quicker and smoother, okay? And I will also be providing you with free online tools showing you some resources that you can use on your own at any time to be analyzing some more advanced aspects of listening on your own when you want to compare pronunciation, especially between different regions and dialects when all of those things come up. Next, we're going to be talking about prosody as well, like I mentioned before. So we'll break this down into 3 different parts: melody, or intonation, it is also called, rhythm, and stress. Intonation or melody is the rise and fall of a language, so this up and down of your voice when you're speaking. This may be similar or not so similar to your native language, depending on where you're from. Intonation is not the same in all Spanish-speaking countries either. The intonation patterns in a typical Colombian accent are very different from the intonation patterns in a typical Spanish accent versus a typical Mexican accent. So all of these things have differences. So you'll have to compare to your own intonation patterns in Spanish. With rhythm, we're going to be explaining things regarding syllable length, reductions, like I mentioned before, and phrasing. So how do we group different thoughts together, and how can I listen for those groups to be able to understand better what people are telling me? And we're going to be talking about stress in words and sentences. So what is stress? How do we use it? Where do we need to listen for it so that we can make sure we're understanding people to the best of our ability? Okay? And connected speech. So I'll give you guys a breakdown of the most common connected speech patterns that are used in American English as well. Next, what are the results can you expect? So if you follow the provided guidelines and you're practicing daily, by the end of the course, this is what you can expect. Number 1, you'll be able to identify your strengths and weaknesses in regards to listening. You'll know which aspects were more or less difficult for you to understand and to pick out when you're listening to other people. You will know effective practice techniques to improve upon your listening challenges, okay? So I'll show you guys the sorts of things that you can be doing to practice on your own time. And thirdly, you will feel more confident in your ability to listen, to understand, and to be understood when communicating. Like I mentioned before, improving your listening skills is much more than just understanding other people. It also is teaching you how to communicate yourself in a more effective and efficient way so that your communication can be clearer and better understood by others. All right. How to improve your listening? It's really simple, okay? And I'm going to walk you through all the steps with examples. But really what we're doing is we're identifying specific areas for improvement. So I'm showing you the aspects of prosody, connected speech, reductions, those different areas where we can look for improving our listening skills. Then we're going to be practicing it. And then we're just going to repeat. We're just going to keep doing that with different aspects of or areas where we can improve. And that's all. All right. So let's get started. I am so excited to show you already some of the best tools that you can use moving forward. So in the next video, I'll be sharing with you 3 specific tools that I think are amazing for Spanish speakers to take advantage of moving forward and practicing their listening skills. All right. I will see you in the next video.